Okay, my nose. Illegal bunkering in Niger Delta. And then this dangerous sooth. I don't know if I even pronounced that right. There's this black or dark cloud in Port Harcourt. I've been reading that for more than 4 years now, 5 years. However, they figured it out that the reason why that is currently happening or it's been happening is because of the illegal refineries in Port Harcourt. There's so much wastage that Nigeria represents simply because people want to control everything in that country. This has now created a serious health hazard, something like that, for the resident of that place. But the reason why I want to raise that is that you have heard a lot about the gas flaring, the billions of possible naira that they are wasting every day by flaring the gas or oil spillage that where, millions of barrels of crude oil can just be spilled and wasted. And then the IC bunkering, where the military in Nigeria, soldiers posted to that region, are completely, culprits. They are culprits in oil bunkering in that region. But there are also those from time immemorial who have been locally refining the Niger Delta crude. They will make their own, their own kerosene, diesel, petrol, and other stuff. But the worst part is they also contribute to the environmental degradation and then pollution and all of that. And the other worst part is that generally that is now causing the sooth, where if you are in Port Harcourt, you can just get a white, get yourself a hand towel. And if you probably just try to clean your nose, you see the sooth, black stuff. Things like when you put on a lantern, when you go to bed using a lantern in your room, you may wake up the following morning with this black, dark, I don't know what they call them. It became dangerous that they decided to go after the illegal oil bunker. Nigeria is a waste. And everything that Nigeria represents, Nigerian politicians and the rest of them represent is complete waste. Let's put it that way, right? Well, the governor of the state he sent people out to go and look at those or arrest those who are into the oil bunkering, locally refining crude and all of that. In fact, I almost forgot that. So while I was watching that video, there's so many of them for the past 1 week now. They are trying to arrest or stop local refining of crude because it is contributing to what is now health hazard in that state. When I was looking at that, I was like, there are people who actually have this. They have this talent. They have this experience, so to say, right? Or let me call it skill. They have this skill that they can use local method by burning crude. Yeah, they're burning and burning and burning until they extract and the rest of that. And these guys are extracting hundreds of thousands of liters of locally refined. Why didn't any of this Niger? Because it's been like that for ages. So that didn't just start. It's been like that for years. How come that when they talk about refining Nigerian crude oil, and you already have these experts, you have these guys, how come none of them, with all the billions and billions, just to prove to Nigeria that if you invest in these local people, you will be saving yourself a lot. And in fact, you'll be creating job legitimately in that place. They can do it right, can't they? But they won't do it right because these operations are owned by former military this, current military that, and that is why when they went after some of them to just yesterday or so, right, they found out that they are being protected by the police, the usual police.
Are you seeing what police are doing? Police are fighting themselves. Police are fighting themselves. Are you seeing the conspiracy? What? Why? Why? See the conspiracy. See the conspiracy. Are you seeing the conspiracy? Are you seeing the conspiracy? Share this video. Share this video. Can you see the conspiracy? No. Are you seeing the conspiracy?
Mm-hmm. So, when I talk about the rot, I kind of like videos like this. They are short, but they can tell the story the whole way. You saw police and the other officers fighting them. Those police who are fighting other policemen, they are from the same Nigeria police, but they are working for different bosses. The ones that were sent by the governor, right? Who are trying to arrest those they called illegal oil refiners or something. Bunkers now. They were fighting. It took a while. Well, eventually they agreed that so illegal things are being protected by the police. Normally, if you see people doing any illegal things, right? You say, hey, hello, police. I just figured out that some people are drilling gold in my village. And I think they are stealing the gold. No, they will say inform the police. But in Nigeria, when you inform the police, now you then go arrest. Say, Mr. Maiyegun, oh, God bless you, sir. The information you gave us last time, very, very powerful. We want you to come to the station. I want you to meet a senior superintendent, blah, 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 blah. Now, there you go disappear. Suleja, from Odogbolu to Jebode to Suleja. People go come, they do free Maiyegun, free Maiyegun, free Maiyegun. So, the police protects criminals, fraudsters. You will see fraudsters, scammers. You will see murderers. You will see people who are kidnappers. They have police protection. They drive expensive cars, that stuff. You get to some areas where illegal things are being carried out because the person behind it is a military man or a member of this or that. You know what I mean? That's how terrible it is. And usually, it's better when they fight like that too. Usually, it is fire for fire. They will shoot themselves. And then they will say, oh, they killed themselves because it was the wrong signal. That's how bad it is. How terrible it is. In a way, I just thought I should bring that up as well. I've got other things. These are like my short clip part here. So I can then talk about them. Let me see if I still have this.
Thank you. Suffer. That rubber will burn finish. The rubber will burn finish. Suffer. Leave amigo, it must burn. The thing no go green stop.
So who do you blame for that? That is also in Nigeria, where a train, a passenger, a coach on a passenger train caught fire. Some said that's why you shouldn't buy anything secondhand from China. I mean, should Nigerians not deserve something better? Giant of Africa, where they buy scrap, artless people, promising you modern day 21st century this and that. They tie your construction. You see all your major construction going on in Nigeria, they are tied to loans. They are tied to debts. And now, I think it was 2 days ago, Buhari was in Ogun State to go and commission, is that what you call it? Commissioning. To go and commission 14-kilometer road from Ijebu-Ode, Mojoda Expressway, stuff like that, yeah? And guess what? They've put tolls on the road. So your major construction in Nigeria are Chinese construction attached to loans. And even at that, they are not even giving you the best. They give you scraps that can catch fire anytime or lose its brake or just daku from the middle of nowhere. We have seen that. And so we are talking about it. Now, talking about, well, I'm going to share this too.
No, you don't damage this place, man. They kill soldier. Fire somebody.
Well, that is the cover-up video for the aftermath of what happened at Buratai University, Biu, in Biu local government, also in Borno State here, this week. Some said that they were rebuffed by the soldiers. That video you saw, the one you are seeing right now, this, let me see if I can show you a bit. So that video you saw, that these guys were doing what they are doing, they said that the soldiers came. Oh boy, soldiers no come. Oh. They shoot and kill 2 soldiers, according to what the report said. And at the same time, they took 5 people away that they don't even know what happened to them so far. And then the soldiers came later when they have already burnt down some of the part of the building, right? Burnt down their cars, did all that you are seeing right now. Okay. I just thought I should give you an update on that. For some people who like to be like, when did this happen? It just happened, Baba. And the other one is that those who are getting ready for where is the shock going to start from before you get to your 2023? Yeah. I caught this. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. Some people have been talking about just thought I should say hi to my friends in Oshogbo, the Oshogbo Almajiris, Aregbeshola and gang. I've told you that the whole thing is going to end in them outplaying themselves. The reason why they still feel like Tifnobu can be president is because they're relying on Oshun, they are relying on Ekiti, they are relying on Ondo, and then hoping on the will of the almighty North. So I don't think it is ideal for any reasonable person to drag anyone into any of this nonsense other than help us to tell these politicians that if they don't use the time they have now to fight and demand and activate the total breakup of Nigeria's current system, where everyone can actually manage their own affairs. If they don't initiate it now, if they don't start it now, they are going to be consumed by whatever they have calculated for 2023. Tell them, help us. Oh.
Jay, help us, oh. Help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 There is God.
I know. She's a mother. I mean, if Nigeria has somebody like in Aisha, whatever you want to call it, maybe somehow, people, women, children, they can still be, consoled by the, but your Aisha, we don't know if she's pregnant. They say she's not pregnant, that she has some medical issue, but she hasn't come out to tell us, but she's back, possibly in Dubai. So that's why I don't really laugh at that. I just love the message from it. There is God, oh. There is God, oh. In the blood you are sharing, all this blood you are sharing. And so many blood they are going to also shed for this coming election. Some of these blood are going to be the blood of innocent people who are going to get trapped in the charade. But why are they not using their position now? Because it's about time to lose it. And they're about to lose it. I hope. I actually don't hope. Well, I wish that you probably get this and do what is right, because I know they won't. Right? I just told you now, this land grab of a thing is a different vibe for those around Buhari. And since they have the power, since they have access to the resources they can use to hold anything down, like, you remember when they bidded for the 5G network in Nigeria, and the company that won it is actually a company that doesn't have anything to do with telecommunication, phones, or anything at all, right? Yeah, that's what happened. Now, like Dangote, who said he was going to build the biggest refinery in Africa, in Nigeria, and it was to start operation it was to start operation in 2020. This is 2022, cash strapped. And now, because the Central Bank of Nigeria can't provide enough money for him anymore, and therefore, because Nigeria is broke, so therefore, the completion date of his refinery is continue to, to be extended. Somehow, they don't know when anymore. Maybe this year. Another guy that came to get the bidding and win the bidding, so the bid on a 5G network, it has nothing to do with network or telecommunication, right? It was registered as a TV, online TV, radio, or whatever. I don't know. Now they won a multi-billion dollars contract for 5G network for them to provide that. Now, all the MTN, Glo, all those your bigger players, they bid that they didn't win. But a company that has nothing, now they are looking for money for it, for them, owned by another northern proxy. God knows who is standing for. So you know all of this. They are interested in choice things, in that and all this land for Ruga and the rest of them, right? It will shock you, just like something they did with Operation Feed the Nation, right? Operation Feed the Nation was meant to be the federal government projects that people gave their lands to federal government of Nigeria, Obasanjo. What did they do? After getting all the land, surveyed all the land, covered everything and mapped everything out, they changed it to Obasanjo Farms Nigeria, Obasanjo Farms of Nigeria. Obasanjo Farms Nigeria Limited, OFN, Operation Feed the Nation, Obasanjo Farm Nigeria. You get what I mean now? So this ruga of a thing to grab land and do all of this and relocate people there, they are going to be named after the criminals who are going to own them. And then they will give them call them anything, local government, maybe not local government, SCDA. That's when you begin to have all these strange, but the lands belongs to them. It's the value of that. I don't know why. The interest of the federal government in lands in Yoruba land, and nobody is really talking about it. Shamefully. I don't know how many lands they are going to take in my state. I can bet it. They probably found their choice lands in Ogun State as well. They found their choice land in Oyo. They found 4,900 landed and lands and landed properties all over southern Nigeria that they believe that belong to the federal government of Nigeria. Now, all they need is just to approach any court, and once they have the ones they have identified in your state clear, they will come and then they will start taking them over. That's part of what your 2022 is. That's probably what your Tifnumbu is coming to build his legacy on, since that's what he does himself. Half of Lagos State's lands, the choice one, belongs to him, his family, or his proxies. You get what I mean now? So it's probably like everybody just share whatever they can share, including when they will start sharing us people. Say you, all of you will be yellow people. Now, una be property of this person. Say, okay, sir. Which property? Whose property are you? Say me, I'll be property of general this and that, because they will share land, share houses, share everything, sell it to themselves, claim the ownership of everything. When you turn around, they say, this place is owned by this person. Who be that? Alhaji Faruku Umaru Sandauno from Zamfara. Who is Alhaji Faruku Umaru Sandau? You know what I mean? You become that. It was after Bukwari came that we figured out that Atifku has been collecting. He's been collecting collecting tax at Apapa. He's been collecting tax there for ages. He's not been remitting the same tax. Well, Buhari said his company has not been remitting the tax, collecting money from Apapa Wharf, taking it to wherever he wants to take it to. Jemima and his other wives, enjoying life, their children flexing, living large. Our daddy's business, Most of them coming from free money from Apapa Wharf, until Buhari kicked them out and then gave that to somebody who he probably preferred, who is now keeping the money for himself. Another person that is not even Yoruba or anywhere close to us, okay? Siphoning everything that they could steal from your land denies your people. It denies our people. It denies our children the real opportunity, okay, to experience life as humans, okay? When they take your resources, because in the name of federal government, yeah, when they take them and fritter them away, and you are left with absolute nothing because you don't even control anything, right? That will make your people even poorer. See, people say land is not really an asset wherever. But land will remain a valuable asset until the end of man, until the end of time, until probably the world doesn't exist anymore. And the value on lands would never depreciate, right? So that is why you, who knows the ancestral, some of you don't, but I grew up in Ijebu. I grew up in the village. I understand the connection with what you call your ancestral land enough to tell you what you will likely feel like when you can no longer have that anymore, or when you have that completely taken away and mixed up for you, and you ended up in another place where you have no traces of your identity anymore. You see, all these things are meant to be preserved, protected, yeah, for the sake of generations coming, right? Now, if they've taken them away, frittered them away, what are you going to spend on those that are coming? Nigeria, led by this feudalists, is becoming, Yoruba land and southern Nigeria is becoming a feudalist part. Well, if not already. So every time you keep quiet, because it hasn't happened to you, it's it's probably, a confirmation or validation of every of their efforts. So mine is to alert you before it gets to you. Maybe you can act too when you understand the gravity. Maybe when you understand what you're about to lose. There was a time I said initially, when we say the time will come when the poor will have nothing to eat but the rich. But we changed that. We said some of you in Nigeria feels like once you manage to make some money, or if you manage to gain some power now, that you probably knows that it's transient and it's probably going to lose it at some point, then you are better off and you are likely you have escaped the hammer of the unjust, imbalanced Nigeria, which always falls on the poor people. So you think if you've made some money, you have escaped that. And I told you, I said the problem in Nigeria and the injustice in Nigeria has been democratized. It is now the turn by turn Nigeria Limited. When you think the poor takes a lot, including some of you that have now fallen into poverty as well. The poor takes a lot. You see, those of you who feel like you are above the water, living far away from all of this noise, thinking somehow, even there's no worse that can happen in Nigeria, you have the assets, you have the resources, you have enough to take care of yourselves and your family members. Those things will be taken away from you by just a mere government fiat. You will run somewhere, you will find no justice. Then it will begin to make sense to you what it feels like to be denied justice where you expected to get justice. A system that is rigged, controlled, and then run by the criminals who do what they wish, not whatever their law says. So it will get to you. Everybody will have his turn. And for those of you in the middle class, or for those of you who have this your classy life and all of that sorted out for you, right? You are going to end up being in two dangers. One is economic danger, which is that of the Buhari's government, that will continue to threaten your resources, continue to threaten your wealth, those assets that you have. The economic policies will continue to threaten that, right? The other one is that as the economy is being, as the economic or Buharinomic continue to strangulate more and more people, and more people are falling into poverty. You see all of you living in that your tent houses, living in those your porch houses, driving those your porch cars, having all those security men giving you all those privileges and the rest of that, right? As you are battling to stay afloat, escaping the poverty, pang of Boko Haram and the rest of them. You see, those who are not escaping, they are always going to be looking forward to you as culprits, as part and parcel of those who brought out upon them for two reasons. One, you either them or you encourage them because you've never probably care, because indeed you don't care, right? You don't really care, do you? Okay. Now you don't. That puts you in the danger of those who believe that you are part of them. At the same time, you are going to continually be under the threat of that same your wealth being taken away from you, from a system that will also deny you the right to fight for it. It's good when people say we'll fight for it, we'll fight for it. But there are some things that they say prevention is always, it's always better than cure. I kind of believe that prevention can be very much cheaper than getting a cure. We are here talking about an imbalanced system that is injustice in almost everything. Is the reason why there is never going to be a way forward. There's never going to be an headway, except everyone agrees that this, you can't build nothing on this. And if you think you are not affected now, it hasn't got to your turn yet. That means you are not thinking. And I hope my message today, which is deliberately directed at those of you who live in these areas, this news is real. You probably have the money to fight it. But again, those who are bringing the fight, they possibly know your worth as well. And they know how to take them away from you. Now, you probably can still keep your wealth if you genuinely now utilize that same wealth towards curtailing a system that is about to make you poor. It's going to be a long battle, except for you who feels like you have a bulletproof agenda, a sort of a watertight agenda or a watertight plan that whatever happens, you are safe. Or if you are part of those who are milking the system, believing that it's never going to end, trust me, look at me very well. The difference between here and there is the T, right? In the word, in the spelling, right? And that T is believed to be time. The difference between here and there is the time. The time shall tell. Utilize the power you have now. Identify the danger that we talk about. Make them yours agenda. The northern Nigeria are not, they are not by any way blabbing. They know what they want. They know how to get it, and they will get it. Yorubas, we know what we want. We know how to get it, but can we go for it? Yes, we will go for it. Until when we have majority of those that should be in the know. And why? You can have your election, okay? Yes, you can, but there's something that should happen before that election. The thing is what these guys are not talking about, okay? The election is not going to take away all of these problems. This whole problem you are seeing right now is institutionalized problem. And it doesn't take much time to always turn things around negatively again and again to affect the lives of millions of people, economically, security-wise, and others, right? It is the system. If these guys genuinely want to keep their Nigeria as a country, they know that Nigeria can never remain one under this kind of arrangement. It is a matter of time. It will explode. Yes, some said we may never be able to actually break up Nigeria because these guys are still together. What many of you don't understand is that, yes, there are people who want Nigeria to break up, right? And then there are those who are also doing everything to make sure that Nigeria break up. You see, those who are doing that later, they are the politicians who have the chance to do the right thing, to fix the right thing where it should be, to follow their own law genuinely and treat everybody right, yeah? And not further divide the country and the people this way for their own political gain. So they are those doing the job that justifies every day and every reason why people say, let us break it up. So there's no other people doing the best job breaking up Nigeria other than your politicians. So they will personally, selfishly, they will lead Nigeria to that explosive state, okay? The good thing is that when that happens, it will be easier for people to decide to move away and break away from this and not be looking for unnecessary unity beggars and unity begging and the rest of that. That, on the brighter side of this whole thing, it is not us that are actually going to break Nigeria up like you probably will think. These guys are doing the job. It is just a matter of time. Yeah, they will rig themselves. They will outrun themselves. They will outwin themselves, and eventually they will outdo themselves and destroy themselves. When that happens, we just want to make sure that the number of people that they will want to emotionally blackmailed into still believing in Nigeria, they will not have that number. And you know what? Around that time, this will make better sense. I'm saying this to you now. Pay attention. All of this shouldn't be happening. Any people, anyone who, every one of them who is in politics should normally question all these things. Yoruba land is Yoruba land. There is no Nigeria land. Igbo land is Igbo land, which is Biafra land, right? Icho land is Icho land. Every land in Nigeria has its own indigenous people, okay? There is no Nigeria land. There is no one Nigeria land anywhere. The Fulani who have their own land in Sokoto, in all these other places that you have them. The Hausas who have their own lands there. The Kanuris and the rest of everyone, every tribe from everywhere who have their own land everywhere. They are indigenous people there. At least, to the best of my understanding, there is no Nigeria land until politicians decided to partition Nigeria and share it as their spoil of war after 1966 revenge coup, which brought us to this level. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time. We didn't we won't be having a phone calls tonight, okay? But I'm going to say thank you once again. So if you're just joining me, you can watch this all over again, right? Go online, read about these properties that they want to take over, but they want to recover. That's what they call it, recover. Check the list if you come across them and see how many of them they are taken from your states. They're not taking them for any other thing, but you know what I said? Watch the video from the beginning. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time once again. Okay, and I hope you get it.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
And good night from here.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀